the country twang, featuring Jeff Foxworthy, Blake Clark, Bob Dubat, Vic Henley, Jerry Springer, Gary Mulebeer, Steve Varay, Bill Engvall, Greg Travis, Grant Turner, Bobcat Goldthwait, and Ron Schott. First up, here's Jeff Foxworthy.
How y'all doing? That is a southern accent there, don't be alarmed. I know a lot of people tend to think everybody from the South is married to their sister and has seen a UFO. I'm just dating my sister, and I couldn't swear it wasn't a weather balloon, so... A lot of misconceptions about the South. A lot of people think everybody from the South is a redneck. I've been all over the country. There's rednecks everywhere. Any rednecks here tonight? See, there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is a lot of people don't know if they're a redneck or not. So I came up with a little test to kind of help you out. Things like, if your richest relative buys a new house and you have to help take the wheels off of it, you might be a redneck. If you've ever worn a tube top to a wedding, you might be a redneck. If your wife's hairdo has ever been destroyed by a ceiling fan, you might be a redneck. If your family tree does not fork, you just might be a redneck. See, you don't have to be from the South to be stupid. Sometimes it doesn't hurt. It's like my dad. I remember I was a little kid. I was riding on the front seat of the car with my dad, and he had been drinking beer all day long, and we got pulled over by the highway patrol, and the officer walked up to my dad's window, and he went, "Excuse me there, sir, can I see your license, please?" "No, sir, I don't need a cold beer. I don't think you do either." "Mr. Foxworthy, do you know why I pulled you over, sir?" "Well, it concerns that vehicle you're pulling behind you." "No, sir, it's not against the law to tow a boat, but we do require you put it on a trailer." "Could you ask your friends to get out of the boat, please, sir?" "No, sir, I don't give a darn if the fish are biting. Could you ask your friends to get out of the boat there?" "Heck, you dropped your skier about a mile back there." And my dad, he's not one of these guys that cares a whole lot about his appearance, you know. And my dad, I just never could picture him picking up his buddies to go hunting at 5 o'clock in the morning going, "Dang, Bill, you ain't gonna wear that shirt with them shoes, are you? It's after Labor Day, for crying out loud." I think women look better. Women are better shoppers than men. Women know how to shop. They get together, they get friends, they go in packs, you know. You never see two middle-aged men arm in arm losing their dang minds in the mall, you know. "Oh, Charles, these slacks are exquisite. You simply must try them on." And correct me if I'm wrong, girls, if women are outside the dressing room, you'll tell other women what you think about the clothes they just tried on, right? See, this is not something men do. "Ralph, is this too seductive?" "Oh, no, Jim, and the green makes your eyes dance. Get it!" I don't pretend to understand women. Any guys ever go out with a girl that forgot to tell you she had a boyfriend? Women forget little stuff like that sometimes. Happened to me once. I went out with this girl. We had a good time, too. We went out to dinner, and then after dinner, we came back to my apartment. We'd been at my place about a half an hour when there was a knock on my front door. So I went up and opened the door. There's a 250-pound guy staring at me going, "What do you think you're doing with her?" I looked him right in the eyes, and I said, "I'm cutting her dang hair, and you're just going to have to wait, all right?" Thank you very much, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the show here.
And now, here's Blake Clark.
I mean, look at this body. You know, here's another thing, too. When you reach a certain age, you know, you like go to the mirror and you look at yourself and you go, "Dad?" And that's it. No, it's really depressing. It's really depressing. Especially if you're a woman. That's what it's really. My dad, well, thank you. My dad was a coach, and he was a baseball coach, and he really wanted me to be good in baseball, and I wasn't. Well, the closest I ever got to being good in baseball was once I thought I had Lou Gehrig's disease, but... Well, it turned out to be just a sore throat. My dad was real disappointed, so it's like... I'm from the South. I'm from Georgia originally. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Are you from Georgia? Oh, where are you from? Atlanta. Now, Atlanta is a very... Yeah, see? Geez, a lot of people are from Atlanta here. It's a great city. It's a very hip city. In fact, this is true. Atlanta has one of the best Shakespearean troupes in America. They do. They do. I'm serious. They do. Oh, come on, Lee. They do, and they go on tour throughout the South. They have to take an interpreter with them when they go. You know? They do. It's like, to be or not to be. That is the question. I don't know whether to spit or go blind. You know, it's sort of a liberal interpretation. See, I got trouble being from Georgia and living out here because I can't relate to anybody out here because it's real important that you relate to people out here too. Because see, my friends out here say stuff like, "Well, like I'm so stressed out, you know, I just can't cope." All right, I just like need some space. So I can't relate to this. I don't know what this means. I can't empathize. I'm used to a southerner saying something like, you know, I feel like I've been eaten by a wolf and dumped over a cliff. Now, you know how this guy feels. There's no conjecture involved here. God only talks to Southerners. God never talks to Northerners. You never see some New Yorker walking around and go, yeah, you know, God came to me. He said, hey, yo, Vinny. You never see that. It's always some Southern guy, you know. Jesus came to my house. Jesus came to my house. He sat right there. He had a hush puppy and some catfish. And he told me he needs money. Now why wait a second. Why is it Jesus always tells these geeks he needs money? You know, Jesus needs money, he can come to me himself and go, hey, look, I'm a few dollars short. Why am I gonna say no? The guy can cure leprosy, he can certainly give it to you. Okay, all right. It's in my wallet, just get it, it's in my wallet. Now, Oral Roberts, this guy, he claims to have seen, first of all, I'm not sending anybody to anybody named Oral. He claims to have seen a 900-foot Jesus. A 900-foot Jesus appeared to this guy in the backyard. What has he got, like a high water mark out there? 800, 850. Oh, this is a 900-foot Jesus. We better do what he said. It's probably just Methuselah. You guys have been great. Good night. I gotta go.
Next up, Bob Dubat.
Hi. Happy? I'm a little upset. My girlfriend just left me. I don't know why, so I started reading all the books. Bought them all. I got Who Am I? I'm okay, you're okay. Who am I this time? I'm dysfunctional, you're dysfunctional. Got The Adult Child. The Inner Male. The Male Ego, which is the largest book. The Recovery of Your Inner Child. The Power of Your Other Hand. Have to read that one first. Got Women Men Love and Women Men Leave. When women leave men who love them. Men who hate women and the women who love them. Women who love men who kill. Men who kill women who hate them. What do women want? A grown-up man. What do women really want? 5,000 years of foreplay. It's all so confusing trying to figure out what a woman wants. I know what you ladies don't want. You don't want chauvinism, but it's tough because I'm a man. It leaks out sometimes. I only have one X chromosome. You ladies have two. I understand that's an advantage. It takes two X's to understand what you want. You have two. You understand what you want. Fine. We only have one. You know what else we have? We have a Y. Why? We can ask why we don't know, but we don't get an answer because you need two X's for an answer. We only have one. Why? I don't know. I can only ask. At least I ask. Which is unlike a chauvinist who doesn't want to know why.
That's right, Bobby. If you're a chauvinist, you don't have a Y. You just got one big damn X. Got no Y's, no ifs, ands, or buts, either. Just a big X. Makes life nice and simple. Because basically, you only got two different types of people in the world. First and foremost, you got men. Second, you got those that aren't. Women get upset when I say that. Why? Don't know. Don't have a Y. Only got an X. But that's not me. I just want to know why, because I can't handle the rejection. I can't. I mean, most men, you know how we handle rejection? We rationalize. We learn it at a young age. The first time I fell in love, I was a sophomore in high school, Claire Dunnigan. I asked her to dance. She said no. I was going to die. But Ronnie Caprisi, a senior, taught me how to handle the rejection. He taught me how to rationalize. Hey, Bobby, come here. You ask a girl to dance and she says no, you don't have a wine and pout party. You just think to yourself, she'll be fat in a year, you walk away. Well, get back in there and give it another shot. What's the worst thing that could happen? A bunch of future fat babes won't get to dance with you tonight, right? Right. But it still doesn't help. Sometimes I feel like committing suicide. I know. I even got out on the end of a lake, loaded my pockets full of rocks, about ready to jump in, when old Mr. Linger came by to help me out. Bobby, what's wrong with you? Oh, kill yourself. Nah, I never commit suicide, because I have bad handwriting. I write a suicide note, time to see Jesus and die. They pick it up and read ham and cheese on rye. Oh, you are depressed. Well, just because you can't figure out women doesn't mean you got to kill yourself. You just need to laugh. Laughter releases endorphins in your brain. It's the body's equivalency to morphine. You want to catch a buzz, you tell yourself a knock-knock joke. You want to get rid of your headache, get in front of a student driver and weave home purpose. And when you laugh when other people are mad. Makes it funnier for you. Yes, sirree. Sense of humor is a way to a woman's heart. What? A way to her body? Well, that's a different story. Being cool helps, but no matter how cool you are, when it comes to nookie, if you're a man, you gotta wait for it. You ladies love to play hard to get, don't you? Men, not on a bet. Man plays hard to get, he doesn't get anything. He gets to wait. And I don't mind waiting, it proves I'm alive. I have this theory. As long as you're waiting, it means you have time. If you have time, you're alive. Now, if you're not waiting for anything, your time's up, you're dead. So the trick is, find something to make you wait forever, you'll never die. I'm waiting for a perfect woman. I'm 123 years old. What is a perfect woman? For me, it's a mermaid. I'm gonna catch one. Just need the right lure. This one's no good. This lure's a good lure. This is the American dream lure. Track home in the suburbs. This is the American nightmare lure. Same thing, except comes with children. This lure here is for women fishing for a perfect man. This is an affair with a married man. It comes complete with a rusty hook. This is the old standby. This is the money lure. $1,000 wrapped around the end of a string. Gets a lot of bites, but it's worthless because there's no hook. This is the only lure that's going to catch a perfect woman. This is the honesty lure. Just a hook. No string attached. Throw it in the water. Throw it in the water and you wait. Forever. Well, as long as you wait, you never die. You keep from getting old, though. I know I'm old. You know how you can tell? Your address book starts filling up with dead people. I love that joke. It makes people mad. They tell me, oh, Mr. Linger, you can't say people are dead. That's rude. Say they passed on. Passed on. Sounds like a football term. Grandpa went long, never came back.
Now, here's Vic Henley.
Oh, thanks. Alabama's where I'm from. It's real. The accent's real. So, thanks, ma'am. Thanks so much for ridiculing me in here in front. Some people come up to me after the show, they're like, you really talk like that, don't you? Like I would choose to sound like Goober. Like I'm sitting home on my couch going, let's see, Opie was a big ladies' man, yeah. Yeah, that'll work, sure. The accent will limit me, I will admit that freely. Well, you're never going to see a Southerner doing the news. You know, you're never going to turn on any network channel and see some guy sitting there going, guess what happened today? We don't want to know, Jethro. Thanks very much. Turn that off. I think the worst thing about the South, I grew up in the South, and I'd have trouble when I go to the doctor in the South. If I didn't live in the South and I had to go to a Southern doctor, I would. If I was a man and I had to go to Mississippi and get a vasectomy, yeah, I wouldn't want the last voice I hear when I'm laying on that cold steel table naked to be, hey, Vernon, hand me that scalpel. Yeah, we're going to fix this boy up. The worst Southern thing, though, I think, without a doubt, hee-haw. Don't you agree with me? Hee-haw's the definition of booger-eating moron. See, I know about hee-haw. I'm from Alabama. Saturday night, 6:30, it's on every channel. You can't get away from it. You're sitting in your living room, you're holding the remote. It's like, I'm Bud, I'm Roy, I'm picking, I'm grinning. Crow, cornfield, grandpa, the Hager twins, some fat bitch. I was like, shoot these people. So I'm watching the Brady Bunch today. And one of the 50 million unrealistic things about the Brady Bunch, there's millions of them, but the one that stands out the most for me since I have two older brothers is you never saw Peter and Greg just come home and beat the hell out of Bobby for no apparent reason. Never. Never on any shows. Like, hey, Bobby, I was school today. Where's Alice now, huh? Oh, wait, have you seen this? This is my new hated, several commercials. A woman burns her hand in Iowa. 600 miles away, a little boy has a plate of linguine. Coincidence? Time Life Books presents yet another way to suck money from stupid people. Brute Cologne. Brute Cologne has a girlfriend with the girlfriend's going through her boyfriend's closet trying on his clothes, right? Yeah, seen this? Think they'll ever do this for women's cologne? Think you ever going to cut to a living room somewhere, see some guy standing there, black pumps, fishnet hose, maybe a nice bustier, phone rings? Well, honey, I was just thinking about you. I had a girlfriend once, and once she talked. I couldn't get a word in. I talk a lot, and this girl's like all the time, right? And she would correct me. She would ask me questions. I would answer her, and she'd go, "That's not what you meant." I'm like, "Really? Do I have a hole back here? Maybe just run your head on my butt and work my lips, since you know so much. Since you're reading the future here, Gene Dixon." I hated that. Well, you know, bad kisser anyway. You know, so don't you wonder sometimes who the hell these other people been kissing? You kiss good, they're trying to like suck your head inside their body. I mean. That's head with two syllables. Head. So, sorry. But, no. So, anyway, no, it's just, don't you wonder something? You ever get a drooler? How about that? Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm kissing this girl, no crotch grinding, no grabbing, nothing rude. And women giggle every time I say that. You know why? Why, ladies? Because men get one kiss, men start doing that lean in. Right? It's kind of like a dog on the leg. Or just wish you could pull a milk bone out of your purse. I'm gonna kiss this girl goodnight, nothing rude. Thank you, I had a nice time. I lean over to kiss this girl opens her mouth this wide. Runs her tongue out, I was like, brrr. I'm like, babe, on my teeth clean, I'll get a water pick, okay? You wanna turn that down? Or better yet, cock that head back, we'll drop some fruit in there and have some daiquiris later, might be a good idea. Women will say anything to get you away from them, too. If you're bothering them, I was in this bar the other night, I'm talking to this girl, I'm trying to get her to come home with me. I don't know why that's funny to y'all. So this girl, she's like, well, I'd like to come home with you, but I haven't shaved my legs. So you're giggling because you know that's a lie. First of all, how many men would this stop? Yeah, exactly, my point. Grooming is not a factor. Right? You could have ticks, it wouldn't matter. You got ticks, I got matches, let's go. People... Sex is really, people say like sex is really confusing. Sex is very simple to explain. Sex is just chemical reactions that occur in your body causing you to do what you do. That's why you can't control it. You buying this? All right, I'll give you an example, all right? A man has an orgasm, a reaction occurs, he has to immediately sleep. There's nothing he can do about it. It's like, shh. Right, now, a woman has an orgasm, on the other hand, the talk gland is activated. I was going out with this girl like 3 or 4 weeks, quiet girl. We had sex, she's Oprah all of a sudden. Got a cordless mic. Call her. So, anyway. Thanks, ma'am. I was in the Caribbean recently, and they do this. I like the Caribbean theme, you know. I think they ought to adopt that to bring tourism back to the southern states that aren't that good. You know what I mean? Like have like a reggae redneck guy, like Bobby Joe Marley. Have some guy sitting there with a big hat on, a big blanket, you know. Come back to Mississippi. Make it Biloxi again. Thanks very much. You guys are really nice. Thanks a lot.
Now, here's Jerry Springer.
You're all very lonely. Thank you very much. You know, for a Midwesterner like me, I gotta tell you, it is great to be out here in LA. But I gotta admit, here in Southern California, you're never quite sure whether it's an aftershock or Madonna's having a friend over to spend the night. How much did it cost to get in here? But it is exciting getting to meet all these famous people in the movie business. I guess you heard Oliver Stone's working on a new conspiracy movie. His theory is that Lorena Bobbitt wasn't acting alone. There was another chopper behind the grassy knoll. Hey, I didn't do it. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, the Civil Rights Commission has officially designated a new minority group. That's right. People who don't have talk shows. In case you don't know me like most folks, I do have a talk show. Well, let's see if I can distinguish myself from the others. I have all my hair. I don't burst into tears every time a guest walks on. There is nothing wrong with my breasts. I don't do shows about schizophrenic lesbian space aliens or interviews with Michael Jackson's old preschool teachers. So I'm not Geraldo or Sally, and neither am I Shirley, Jane, Mo, Vicky, Ricky, Marilyn, Dr. Dean, Barbara, Regis, Rush, Richard, Howard, Les, Maury, Oprah. Basically, I'm just a nice, decent, liberal-minded, feminist-oriented white guy who tries to do shows with a little bit of class, justice, and social conscience. So now you know I'm Phil Donahue. Is the caller there? No, actually, I'm Jerry Springer, but I'm really trying, okay? Actually, I'm Jerry Springer, but you can see in the competitive world of daytime talk shows, you really do have to distinguish yourself from the crowd. Now, one of my angles is to give a commentary at the end of each show expressing my personal views. For example, tonight, I'm going to tell each and every one of you exactly what I think of you. And frankly, so far, I'm not too crazy about you guys. As I'm sure you know, showbiz is often a launching pad into the world of politics. Ronald Reagan, obviously, Pat Buchanan. You know, Gopher from the Love Boat, well, he's a congressman. Rush Limbaugh and Phil Donahue, they have political ambitions. Well, perhaps you didn't know, I was actually in politics. You see, in the mid-1970s, I was the mayor of a major American city. We call it Cincinnati. In fact, they're both my votes. In fact, I was Cincinnati's first woman mayor. But I promised that story to Geraldo. Geraldo's getting all these mentions. I don't get any of them. Jerry Springer, Jerry Springer. So I know a little bit about the lawmaking business, and frankly, I think I can do a better job than some of the people in Washington right now. In fact, my fellow Americans, I am announcing today my candidacy for the office of President of the United States. You notice how all the candidates have been appearing on talk shows? Well, I'd like to go them one better. I believe we need a president who has his own talk show. That's right. If I'm elected, we'll do the show every day from the Oval Office. You got a problem with how the country's going? We'll talk about it. Has Russian President Boris Yeltsin been selling borscht for sex with teenage Bulgarian girls? Next on the President Jerry Springer Show.
Next up, it's Gary Muledeer.
Thank you, thank you. Anybody here tonight that hasn't cut a rap record in the last year and a half? Just checking. My name is Gary Muledeer. It's not my real name. I changed it. My real name's Frank Muledeer. Let it out, folks. Doesn't get any better. My grandpa used to say, listen, if we all like the same things, everybody'd be after your grandma. Is this working? Check test. Old couple walking down the street, pigeon flies over, lets one go, hits the old man right in the forehead. The old lady says, God, I wish we had some toilet paper. The old man said, what the hell for? He must be half a mile away by now. Stuff works better down here. Two old ladies stand on the golf course. One of them said, you and your husband have mutual climax. The other one said, no, I think we're with State Farm. Ever sing a song all your life and find out you've been singing the wrong words? Ever do that? I had a couple of them for like 20 years. Just call me Angel in the morning, Angel. Just brush my teeth before you leave me, baby. This was worse. Well, since you put me down, there have been owls puking in my bed. Before I forget, I flew in from South Dakota today. I found this in the seat pocket in front of me. I don't know if I'm going to fly anymore. Listen to this. If you are sitting in an exit row and you cannot read this card, or cannot see well enough to follow these instructions, please tell a crew member. Thank you for sharing. Well, here's one we all know. Sing along. Go ahead, sing. Do you know what it said under Ross Perot's yearbook picture? Actual size. So Bill Clinton smoked marijuana, but he didn't inhale, right? Well, I can relate to that. Drank a beer once, so I didn't swallow it. Okay, help me out with this one. Da-da-da-dum, 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 da-da-da-dum. It's not that they are greedy or often very needy. They just seem kind of seedy, the Kennedy family. Many years ago when our country was very young, there weren't as many things to do as there are now, and people had a lot of time on their hands, so a lot of them were Indians. And Land that is now called Minnesota, about 100 years ago, there was a large lake. At the head of this lake, there was a big dike. She was in charge of most of the Indians. Hate that line, but it always works. You guys been drinking? Yeah? I had to stop drinking. One time my girlfriend said, you know, if you really love me, you wouldn't drink so much. I said, you know, if I didn't drink so much, I don't think I'd really love you. Okay, here we go. Here's a word about Folgers coffee for senior citizens. The best part of waking up is just waking up. Old guy's walking down the hall in this retirement home. He sees this door open. He walks in. There's this old lady standing there. He walks up to her. He says, I bet you can't guess how old I am. She says, I'll bet you I can. Drop your pants. He drops his pants. She says, you're 96. He said, gee, you're right. How did you know? She said, you told me at breakfast this morning. Nobody tells jokes anymore. Doctor's examining 3 old men for suspected memory loss. He turns to the first guy. He says, what's 3 times 3? Guy says, 156. Turns to the second guy. He says, what's 3 times 3? Guy says, Tuesday. Turns to the third guy, he says, what's 3 times 3? Guy says, 9. He says, that's right, how'd you figure it out? He says, I just subtracted Tuesday from 156. Nobody tells jokes anymore. Back to the show in a moment. But first, an exciting scene from the Academy Award-nominated movie, The Fugitive. Well, let's see what's going on in the news. Russian lottery's up to 140 potatoes. National IQ test today. Leon Spinks rated just behind Dan Quayle. Mike Tyson still looking for a number 2 pencil. SPCA clinic. Dogs and cats spayed and neutered $4. Senior citizens $2.75. Family of flamingos has statues of Italians in their yard. Finally, Oregon Senator Robert Packwood readmitted to a hospital once again this afternoon to have a breast removed from his left hand. You guys into sports, I assume? I fly, fish, and play golf. I live in ski country, but I don't ski. Have any skiers here? Really? I made a pact with myself a long time ago to never participate in a sport where there's an ambulance parked at the finish line. Well, we'll do something about... Oh, here. Just been handed a note. Dear Gary, why don't you do something about baseball players, their salaries, and the strike to close out your set? Signed, Barry Diller, Lou Wasserman, and Michael Eisner, and several other people that could help you a lot in this business if you didn't live in South Dakota. All right? That's what we'll do. Take us out of the ball game. I don't think we can play. Between pulling tendons and straining backs, we've all got agents with big fat contracts, so please take us out of the ball game. If we don't play, it's all the same, cause we'll still make $2, $4 to $6 million a year at this old ball game. Thank you very much.
And now, here comes Steve Varay.
If y'all ain't never heard a Cajun dialect before, this is one right here. I'm very proud to be where I'm from. In fact, I guess anybody from the South is proud to be where they're from. Y'all from the South? Hey, one out of accent here. Is anybody here from the South? This woman on the first row raised their hand. You know what she said? San Diego. San Diego, get out of here, woman. But I tell you what, man, you never know what you're gonna get when you talk to the audience out here in California, LA. One night I seen a lady in here. I asked her, could you please stand up and told the whole group what your name is and what you do for a living. That woman stood up, proud as can be. She said, my name is Heidi, and I'm a prostitute. I couldn't believe that, man. I called her Heidi Ho the rest of the show, you know. Only in LA somebody gonna stand up and say, proud as can be, I'm Heidi, I'm a prostitute, man. I broke up with her that night. I'm from New Iberia, Louisiana, y'all, where Tabasco is made. Cajun country is a good place to visit, y'all, if you ever get a chance. The first thing I noticed about California, y'all got some small roaches out here, man. Little bitty roaches like that. Back where I'm from, man, we got roaches so big they used to turn the lights on and watch me run, partner. And you know what else I noticed? Y'all talk funny out here. First time I had a date with this girl out here, first thing she said to me, Steve, what sign are you? I said, baby, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. She said, when was you born? I said, well, late January. She said, oh, you an Aquarius? I said, no, ma'am, I like girls. She said, no, you an Aquarius. My moon's rising in your house tomorrow. I said, damn, that was quick, huh? Because everybody in Louisiana is strict Catholic, y'all. Oh, let me tell you the story. I was bringing my little niece, Lacey, to church one day. She's 4 years old. She's so sweet, man. She's nervous going to church. She said, Uncle Steve, can I practice? I said, practice what? She said, I want to practice saying the Lord's Prayer. I said, go ahead, Lacey. So sweet. Check this out, y'all. Our Father, who art in heaven, how do you know my name? Hey, you know what? One night after my show, after I told that story, I was walking off. This lady grabbed me. She said, Steve, I like your performance so much. Are you Jewish? And I know she wasn't paying attention. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I said, yes, ma'am. I'm the first Cajun Jew. I can't wait to get home. I got me some matzo ball gumbo cooking at home right now. Now, my sister's the rebel in the family, Nancy. We call her Fancy Nancy. She moved out here about 6 months ago. She's already Hollywood. Y'all, don't let this happen to you. Already, she dyed her hair orange and purple. She's gone out with a big-time Hollywood director now. And now she told me she wants to get a boob job for her 12th birthday. That's just a little bit too much for me. Hey, that's the main thing I notice out here. Y'all get to marry outside your family. Isn't that cool? All across the country, I have seen one guy who didn't like Cajun people. I was performing one night. This guy was in here looking at me like he hated my guts. And I seen him outside later. I said, excuse me, sir, everybody around you is looking like they're having a great time. You look at me like you hate my guts. This guy says, I do. I said, how come is that? We ain't never met before. He says, no, but I was in Louisiana one time. I was beaten up by about 10 Cajuns, so I hate you. I said, sir, that can't be true. In the first place, Cajun people, the nicest, warmest, friendliest people on earth. They wouldn't hurt a fly. This guy says, I don't care. I was beaten up down there, so I hate you. So I kicked his ass, man. My uncle came out here to visit me, the wildest driving I've ever done. The guy was driving 100 miles an hour with me in the car. I got my seatbelt and hold on for life. The cop pulled us over. We were on the Hollywood freeway. Cop pulled us over. He goes up to the car. I'll never forget this. He says, do you know how fast you're going? My uncle says, yes, I do. The sign's right there. He thought the 101 sign was the speed limit. And I made it worse. I leaned over and I said, well, officer, good thing we weren't on the 405, right? You know what I mean? Well, I'm running late to get back home. I'm going to hitch a ride with my uncle. Thank you very much, you guys.
Here comes Bill Engvall.
Thank you very much. Oh, what fun. What a beautiful day today. Playing some golf. I love playing golf. Any other golfers here? Yeah, I love it. You know, people get testy on a golf course, though. It's like I hit this ball today and I barely hit this guy in the head. Comes running down the fairway. What are you, some kind of cruddy golfer? Hey, I hit you, didn't I? I'd be backing off, Elmo. They said I'm originally from Texas. I have a little bit of an accent, but I don't have that real heavy southern goober drawl. Which, you know, you've heard it. When you hear that accent, you just don't trust them because you think they're too stupid. A lot of times you're right. Like you take your car to some little town mechanic in Texas, you go, what's wrong with this thing, man? The guy goes, well, well, we're just here for air, thanks so much. Cab drivers, you know, where you want to go? Well, right here will be fine, Festus. And Texans look at things completely different than anybody else in the country. I was just recently home for Christmas, my wife and I were. We were driving around, we had a flat tire. We pulled the car in one of these little side-of-the-road gas stations. The attendant walks out, looks at my car, looks at me. I swear to God, he said, tire go flat? I said, no. No, hell, I was driving around, those other three just swelled right up on me. I said, you think you can fix these babies? Oh, hell, that confused him. Just swelled right up on you, huh? Well, buddy, I never seen nothing like that, folks. Hey, Earl, said these things just swelled right up on him. Hell, that's a foreign car, ain't it? See, I hate stupid people. I think stupid people should be forced to wear signs that just say, I'm stupid. That way you wouldn't rely on them, would you? Like you wouldn't ask them directions, because doesn't it seem like whenever you're lost, the person you ask directions from is always the stupidest person in the world? This way, if he's wearing a sign, you know not to ask. So, excuse me, do you know how to get to the... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't see your sign. Well, that's okay. Hell, I'd probably think it the wrong way anyway. I'm stupid. In fact, I even know I was stupid if somebody hung that sign on me. See, that's my job, to make fun of stupid stuff, and there's a lot of it out there. It's like I have allergies, and I learned real quick in L.A. you can't have allergies. Because if you walk down the street going, everybody's like... But the reason I bring it up is because I bought some allergy tablets because on the box it said they were good for 12 hours. Well, you open up the instruction packet, it says take 2 every 4 hours. Well, hell yeah, it's going to be good for 12 hours. You take 2 every 4 hours. That's like saying this car will run forever on 1 tank of gas. Just kind of fill it up every once in a while. I'm sure some of you ladies use curling irons. If you ever get a chance, read the warnings on these things. I swear to you, it says the first time you use this curling iron, you may notice a slight odor and some smoke. In my book, that means your hair's on fire. I'm not making these up. The worst one said, and I quote, it's on the box, do not insert this curling iron in any orifice. My God. What happened to good old-fashioned foreplay? Hell, I went out and bought a blow dryer. There's warnings on the blow dryers. Y'all know this? It says do not use while sleeping. Well, has this become a problem? Because I don't know about the rest of you, but I cannot count the number of times I've been sound asleep. Woke up, I was doing my hair. What a stupid way to die, though. Can you imagine if you died that way and people was reading your obituary? Well, it says here he died blow drying his hair. What a wuss. Bet he went to a coma brushing his damn teeth. There's another warning that says do not use this blow dryer in the shower. Folks, who's writing this pamphlet? He ought to have to wear a damn sign. Have y'all ever been in the shower? Honey, I'm done shampooing my hair. Toss me that blow dryer. Maybe that's how those kids get their hair to stand up. You seen this? I'm talking straight. I don't know trees that grow this straight. Well, here's a group that's been getting under my skin. These little junior high school kids. Have y'all seen them walking around the malls with their shoes untied? Don't you just want to smack them? They say, well, come here, Skippy. Pow! Now tie your damn shoes and take that sign with you. You know what you do when you see these kids? Just start kicking them. Just like, hey! You could run away if your shoes were tied, couldn't you? I tell you, he deserves the damn stupid sign with this guy who invented this gift out this Christmas. I'm sure y'all saw it. The shower radio cassette player. Oh, here's a good idea. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I hear a good tune, and I start bopping around. And I got wet feet on slick tile. It's like, I'm dead. Bam, I'm dead. I'd love to see the police report on that one. Well, we don't know what happened. There was music playing, he had a blow dryer in the shower. He was wearing a stupid sign. At least he knew his limitations. But I'm married. I have a lovely wife. We've been married 5 years. We have love magic. Some of you people know what that is. Love magic is no matter what your spouse is doing. If you're still in awe, you know, no matter what they do, you're still in awe. And if you got that, hang on to that, because that's a real neat thing. And it helps, like when she looks really bad. Well, you know, like when she's mowing the yard, hell. And it's like, honey, I sure love you. But you missed a little spot here, didn't you? I just wish before I'd gotten married, somebody told me all the stuff that was going to change. It's like, my wife's the kind of person that would irritate everybody in this room because she's a coupon clipper. Y'all, she clips so many coupons, we go grocery shopping, they give us money back. So here's $100, never shop here again. And you gotta learn new sleeping habits when you get married, because when you're single, you can sleep with somebody's head on your shoulder. Your arms are wrapped around each other, your legs are knotted up, yeah. You look like you just finished a great game of Twister. But after you've been married a while, you begin to develop territories in that bed, don't you? It's like, sweetheart, I believe you're on my side of the bed. Well, I cannot sleep with you sweating on me like that, okay? Hey, you guys, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much. Good night.
Now it's Greg Travis.
Hello, how are you? Oh, my goodness. Want to hear a joke? Yeah. You know what you get when you play a country and western song backwards? You get your truck back, you get your dog back, you get your woman back. What? What do I got to do to you people? I went shopping today, spending some money. It's always a lot of fun. My money talks to me. It says, see you later. Come back. I've already topped off my Visa and my MasterCard. Now all I got left is Discover. I never can keep track of how much I have on those credit cards. The way I look at it, when they don't work anymore, I'm done. Yeah, give me another Visa. That one don't work. Women are good at that, though. They know exactly how much they have on their credit cards. I got 19 cents left on this one. Of course, women are better shoppers than men are anyway. I mean, women look at shopping as a sport. You know, it's go into the store with a sale, find the sale rack, knock the other bitch out of the way, grab the garment, make it back to the counter. Yay, 50% off! Score! guys are dumb. When we shop, we'll just go into a store and pay full price. Need a pair of socks? There's $10. Got a pair of socks. Oh, look, honey, bought a pair of socks. You did what? We're having a big sock sale at Make Company. I can't believe about socks this week. Sock sale, sock sale! I didn't know I needed them until I got to work without them. I was getting blisters. Do you ever have trouble getting your money out of the bank? I can never get my money out of the bank. I put it in the bank, can't get it out. Those bank teller machines, they never work when you really need them to. I can't even get my money out of the bank during the day in Los Angeles. Nobody speaks English anymore. Going to the bank? Yeah, I like to write a check for cash. I think I'm in the wrong bank. Look back. No, Bank of America. There it is. I just want to write a check for cash, kind of in a hurry. I'm sorry, what? What? Oh, account number. Oh, I'm sorry. Stupid me. There you go. Check computer. Sorry, no balance. He tells the rest of the bank, no balance! No balance! This guy is no balance! What the hell are you talking about? I made a deposit yesterday. No balance! No balance! This is when I do my impression of Jack Nicholson for these people. Look, Abdul. You're not gonna have any balance either if you don't give me my damn money, man. Had a really unusual date not too long ago. I went out with an airline stewardess, or a flight attendant, I guess they call them now. It's really unusual. I guess all that safety training that they go through sort of carries over into day-to-day life, because when we got back to her place, I felt like I was on a 747. Please extinguish all smoking materials before entering the bedroom, and once in the bedroom, make note of the outdoor exits in case of unexpected boyfriends. We ask that you remove all clothing before stepping into bed, and while in bed, please remain locked and in an upright position. Tonight's birth control features not only the pill, but also the diaphragm. And for added protection, we ask that you use the rubber sheath in the top drawer of the nightstand at the side of the bed. Simply tear along the tab and place over the appropriate appendage. Tonight's sexual activity areas include 1, 2, and 3. All other areas are strictly forbidden. My soft, firm seat may be used as an arousal device. Simply unhook the garter belt, which frees the seat and allows easy access. We also ask that you refrain from climaxing until both parties have reached their final destination. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank
you. Coming at you, it's Grant Turner.
Thank y'all for applauding. I appreciate y'all doing that. You know, just automatic like that. Cause y'all don't know me. You don't know Ricky Mokel. See, I'm not the man who's supposed to be up here. He got sick or something, and I just came in to fix a soda gun in the bar, and and they said, go on up there, Ricky, and save our butts. And I thought, well, hell, it's show business. And you don't know what's gonna happen, like, because show business is weird, like, you wouldn't believe what goes on in show business, no, this is real. Al Bundy on Married with Children. Y'all know who that really is? Jethro Tull. You don't know. People, have, plastic operations and everything. Like, Mary Hart, you know who that really is? Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke. That's right. See, they recycle. I like show business. Can I talk about jail movies? Y'all like jail movies? I love jail movies. But once a week, I tell my wife, I'm gonna get me a jail movie. She better not get in my way, neither. I get a jail movie on my mind. I'm like a darn, I don't know what, but I like jail movies, cause everybody in there's always like, pissed off and everything. There'll be a psycho in there, and it's a psycho cause, nobody eat lunch with him. And then there'll be like, a lot of people don't notice this about, jail movies, but there'll be like, a commode, a little jail commode in the background. A lot of people don't know. I just look at them, come on, look. You ever notice this? They don't have a seat on it. The jail commoders don't have seats on. I ain't going to jail. I need my seat. I guess, though, they take those off, you know, for like safety. 'Cause I guess people have, well, you don't know, people have probably killed other people with commode lids. You don't know, you know. I like women. I know about women. I know what women like. Y'all want to know? Well, see, a lot of men don't know. They're like, one day they'll have a big old house, you know, and then the next day they'll be in a little apartment. It's because they don't know what women like. They like to be touched. You just, you know, you sort of got to keep constant pressure on them. Or you don't even have to really touch them. You can just talk about it. You know, it's like, I'm going to touch you later. Now and then you can go pass out. And they'll think, well, he wanted to, you know. I know about women. Never do this to a woman. Never, ever hit a woman. Now, it's all right to make a woman flinch. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You never see people on Oprah, you know, going, oh, he made me flinch. He's the flinch master. You ever do that in the car? You know, like going on like, you know, and they jerk and they hit their head on that side window like. So, well, you did it to yourself. Well, I like women. I like to talk to them. I like women with big hair. Y'all like big hair women? I like cause you can see them coming from a long way off. And that gives you time to come up with a plan. I talk to people if they don't want me to, you know. Like the other day, I was at the mall, you know, and there was this man sitting on this bench, you know, reading this book on mythology, you know, like Zeus and stuff like that, you know. And I sat down with him, and I said, now what's that? You know, mythology, what's that, like unicorns and stuff like that, you know? And he got mad at me. He took off his glasses like this, and he said, whether we listen with aloof amusement to the dreamlike mumbo-jumbo of some red-eyed witch doctor of the Congo, or read with cultivated rapture thin translations from the sonnets of the mystic Lao Tzu, or now and again crack the hard nutshell of an argument of Aquinas, or catch suddenly the shining meaning of a bizarre Eskimo fairy tale, it will be always that one shape-shifting yet marvelously constant story that we find, together with a persistent suggestion of more to be experienced than will ever be known or told. And I said, well, I didn't know. I said, where'd you get that off of, MacGyver? Well, that's about all I'm thinking about. Y'all don't read. Applaud now.
Next up, it's Bobcat Goldthwait.
Hi, thank you. That was very, was that an apology, bud? Thank you. Nice to know. Just hang in there. 11 years, and now he lets me work the club. Oh, man, bud. I've always believed in you, bud. Hi, oh, man, first of all, there's a reason why I'm dressed this way. I just came from a PTA meeting, which is the absolute truth. I really was at a PTA meeting, and it was very, whatever, like, all these, like, mothers trying to figure out ways to make money for a fundraiser, and whatever. I just eventually said, I have an idea. What if we sell crack? And then they bummed out, and I said, not to our kids, I mean to the public school kids. Oh, I'd like to say this, I do live here in Los Angeles, and if you ever see me getting beaten by the police, put the video camera down and help me. Yeah? Don't chase me around. Don't go, I'm gonna sell this to Spike Lee or Bob Saget. Now, what else is going on? I don't know. Also, you play these to death. These, like, they rerun these a lot, so... I know that's true because I saw Lincoln's. Last night I saw Lincoln's episode when he hosted A&E. I'd like to make this for a time capsule because I know my grandchildren, probably my great-grandchildren will be watching this. Wait, which camera? That one? Hi, I am your great-grandfather, Bobcat Goldthwait, and, I'm sure by now the residuals have ran out. and going bald was very sought after by the women of our world. Oh, Bun, we should probably get the show going, huh? But can I do this, though? Like, I mean, you already mentioned that our relationship's a little strained. Can I get the, like, part of the show where we're sitting together out of the way? Dead because they play these things about 10,000 times for the next 15 years. I'm probably worm food right now as you watch this show. Do not be sad. I had a good time on the planet. I'm not gonna age gracefully, you know, whatever. I saw the monkeys. They were like in Las Vegas going, here we come, walking down the street. Get the funniest looks from. Why didn't my mother invent whiteout? I have long hair and I'm going bald. There's no way to do both those things and look cool. Every year I look a little bit more and more like Ben Franklin. I mean, I could do that hair denial thing bald-headed guys do. I'm taking off my $14 toupee. Do that, you know, the... Oh, ladies. I probably am the first guest host on the show that performed with no crotch. I doubt very highly Jackie from 222 had this outfit going. I doubt very highly any of the kids from Facts of Life wore this outfit. People are complaining that there's too much violence on TV. I say there's not enough, man. I want to see someone snap with a gun on a cast of blossom. I want to see a disgruntled post office employee hanging out with Joey Lawrence in a big way. Oh, man. I saw Janet Reno in front of Congress crying, saying... She's reading a letter from an 8-year-old, an alleged 8-year-old. She was reading this letter saying, Janet, please stop the violence. First of all, no 8-year-old knows who Janet Reno is. And if the kid was writing her to stop the violence, I'm sure the kid just wanted her to stop burning people to death in Waco. Oh, perhaps that won't get me on the Tonight Show either. Now, okay, let's not kid each other. I'm reading a lot of this off the teleprompter. In fact, that burning Waco joke was right on the teleprompter. I didn't want to read it. They made me. Bud and his evil men wrote these jokes. They're evil. Stop, Bud.
And now it's Ron Schott.
I don't really need these. I use them so I don't have to hug Bud after the set. No, I broke my ankle. The doctor put 3 screws in it, and then the hospital and the insurance company screwed me too. And Jesus, well, I tell you what, you know, doctors, time management was one of the things that they're really good at. He's 2.5 hours late for his 2 o'clock appointment. At 4:30, he comes in and sees me without a word. Not an I'm sorry, or I was an emergency, or I was injecting the nurse, just glad to be here, I am. I'm glad to be here. I live in L.A. and love it. People say, how can you live there? It's because I've been other places, that's why. I was in Duluth, Minnesota in January. Duluth's a real tourist mecca in January. 36 degrees below zero. That is Oregon shrinking cold, okay? You see me before I do stuff out of newspapers. That's what I'm doing. I do stories out of newspapers. Up in Sunnyvale, California, about 3 months ago, a man tried to force a woman to orally copulate him. She bit off his penis. Bit it off. Bit it off. Didn't like nibble on it. Didn't caress it gently. She bit it off. Chomp. Pooey. See you later, Richard. Now, what makes this story really funny is the week before, this very same man had been released from Folsom Prison, where he had just served 7 years for the crime of forced oral copulation. And I'm here to tell you that woman just did in 1 microsecond of her life what the California prison system had failed to do in 7 years. She rehabilitated that guy. That's a penal system. Even if they sew it back on, the thrill is gone. Smiling women on toothpaste ads are going to frighten this guy, okay? In Redding, California, a man got shot in the eye with a barbed hunting arrow. The arrow goes in his eye, through the middle of his brain, out the back of his head. And when you first hear this, you think, gee, what a tragedy. But let me tell you how he managed to get himself shot in the eye with a barbed hunting arrow. They had placed a tin can on his head. I think alcohol may have been involved in this. I'm not for sure, okay? And they're going to shoot this tin can off of his head with a bow and arrow a la William Tell, okay? As an initiation into, you can't write stuff like this, as an initiation into Mountain Men Anonymous, okay? Now, you can see how they kind of want to keep their names on the quiet side. But what takes the story from mere stupidity to the sublime is the arrow goes in his eye, through the middle of his brain, out the back of his head, and my friends, other than putting out his eye, it doesn't hurt him or change him in any way. It went through the middle of his brain. Not a vital life support organ in this guy's case, okay? Not only don't hurt him, he is just as stupid today as he was 2 months ago, huh? Am I a mountain man now, guys? Oh, no, Willard. We missed. Deal is, we shoot it off your head. Never mind. Tell you one more. True meaning of the word irony. It's misused all the time on television. They should say coincidentally when they use irony, but this is irony. The John and Mary story from the New York Times. They've been going together 5 years. John decides to break it off, goes over to Mary's apartment, rides the elevator up. She lets him in. John tells her, Mary, 5 years, baby. Gosh, I've learned to hate your butt. Boy, what a mega nag you turned out to be, Mary. I can't believe I've stayed this long, Mary, but I'm out of here. And John leaves. Mary, bless her heart, broken-hearted. In a moment of despair, she decides she cannot face another day without John, pig that he may be. Mary decides to kill herself, runs across her front room, dives headfirst off her 12th floor balcony, and hits John as he's walking out the front door, and it kills John and not Mary. You talk about bad luck with women, all right? And that's irony, and I've been Ron Schock, and thank you very much.
Well, that's it for now, but be sure to look for other episodes of Redneck Comedy Roundup at your local video store.